Welcome back to the Roar Radio Breakfast Show with your hosts, Ian Story and James Langford. Roar FM.
Oh, and good morning, everybody. Thursday, the 9th of December. Getting close to that time of the year, aren't we, Mr. Story? How you doing?
I'm very well. Good morning, everyone. We are indeed getting very close to that time of year. We all know what that time of year is. We don't even need to say it. I think we should start our show with some headlines, however. So At 11 minutes past 8, here are your headlines for Thursday, the 9th of December. As some of you may have already written your Christmas lists and even thought about the gifts you would like to give others too. But have you included your pet in the festive fun? Well, according to recent research, the boom in pet ownership, triggered by the pandemic, has meant that presents for our furry friends are more popular than ever. For the first time, online supermarket Ocado has started stocking special Christmas puddings created just for dogs. They're made from dog-friendly biscuits and complete with a yogurt topping. Ooh. Festive treat for pooches. Interesting.
Have you got a pet, Mr. Story?
I do. I have little Mushka, and I actually got Mushka in February this year. So she turned 1 in November, and she has a little Christmas hat that I bought for her on Saturday. So yeah, I do spoil my dog.
So it's Mushka's first Christmas.
It is, yeah, and I'm not sure she's bothered, but I am. Now, it's a big question that divides a lot of people. When do you put up your Christmas tree? And when we think of Christmas, getting the tree up is one of the first things that usually springs to mind. Everyone has a different opinion on when the right time to start decorating is. So I want to know, do you have any family traditions that you follow when putting up a tree? Do you put up a tree at all? That's one big question, I guess, for this morning. And now it's time for the weather.
Yeah, it's cold, isn't it? It really has dipped down quite cold. It's actually currently -9 outside today. It's not going to go higher than that, ladies and gentlemen. So do wrap up warm when you're out on campus today, whichever campus you're on. If looking ahead at the forecast towards the weekend, I mean, it's going to get down as low as -20 on Saturday morning. So do be prepared. Do be prepared. A very cold snap coming up here in Moscow. 13 minutes past 8. Do write into us. When do you put your Christmas tree up? Has it been put up already? You can drop us a little message on our YouTube live chat, or you can, if you're in school, you can drop us a line via Teams. We've got lots of fantastic things coming up today, as well as some great music.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look in the 5 and 10,
glistening once again,
with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, toys in every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that chooses the wish of Barney and Ben.
dolls that'll talk and we'll go for a walk is the hope for Janice and Jen.
And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
Now there's a tree in the Grand Hotel,
One in the park as well,
the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start,
And the thing that will make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart. pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots.
Is the wish of Barney and Ben.
Dolls that'll talk and we'll go for a walk.
Is the hope for Janice and Jen.
And the mom and dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start. And the thing that will make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart.
What a lovely song. And aren't Christmas songs really timeless? I mean, that could be from the 30s, 40s, even 80s. It is 16 minutes past 8. You are listening to the Raw Breakfast Radio for ISM, serving our Racinka and Krlatska campuses and all of our listeners around the world, including my mum, who I'm going to see next week, and I'm really excited. So, hi, mum. Yeah.
We've got a message, Mr. Story. Miss Aurora, Class 5A.
Good morning,
5A. Good morning, Miss Aurora. Good morning, 5A. I put my tree up when I see the Spare Bank one go up.
Very good, Miss Aurora.
It was around the 14th of November. It's getting earlier and earlier each year. 14th
That's
of November.
That's a bit early.
I mean, shopping centres.
I have a question for Mrs. Aurora. Do you take it down when Sparebank takes their Christmas tree down? Because that would be what, like February, maybe?
Just to let our listeners know, other banks are available. You don't have
yes,
to
indeed. Yes.
14th November. Yeah, do drop us a line, everybody. When you put your tree up, is it up already? I will say that ours isn't up yet. I didn't thought. I mean, it's not the 12. It's 12 days of Christmas, but that's the 12 days after Christmas, isn't it? I think is the tradition.
Yeah, there's so many different traditions. I mean, different countries have, of course, very different ways of looking at it. Like when I was growing up, my dad would only allow us to put our Christmas tree up about 3 days before Christmas Day. And now that my parents have grandchildren, it seems to go up in November. And I think, well, when I was a child, we weren't allowed to do that. But it's very different when you're a grandparent, isn't it? You know, so
I think it does brighten up a fairly dark time of the year. I mean, in the northern hemisphere here in Moscow and very in the UK as well. And I mean, November and December aren't known for their for the wonderful weather and the bright sunny days. So I think to have a few Christmas lights and some trees does make things a little bit, a little bit more exciting. And
just something lovely about it, isn't there? Makes
it
feel warm inside.
It is a wonderful time of the year. It's also a wonderful day today for Karolina Ifremova in year 12. It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
And we have Danny Dokov as well, who is 10 today. So happy birthday, Danny. I hope you both have a wonderful day. Now, do you wish it could be Christmas every day, Mr. Langford?
I know where this is going. I know where this one's going.
This banjo.
Yeah, a timeless classic from 1974. That is Roy Wood and Wizard. I wish it could be Christmas every day. And Freddie in 7D says he can't get enough of the Christmas songs. It's not stopped dancing since he got into class. Keep them coming. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Thank you, Freddie. And good morning, 7D. In fact, good morning, everybody. 24 minutes past 8, live from Moscow. It is Raw. Mr. Story's here with me as always.
I am. I've seen Freddie dancing actually in Class 7D, and I have to say he's getting better and better with those moves. I don't know if it's Mr. Jackson's influence or not, but keep dancing. That's what I say. Have we got some Christmas facts for our
We have got some Christmas facts. Yeah, we have got some Christmas facts.
We have some nice background Christmas music to go with it.
Yeah, we will have some little bit. Ooh, what's going on here?
7, 6, 5, 4.
What's happened? Is this because Jingle Bells was the first song played in space?
It was. It was. It's true. Jingle Bells, the first ever song played in space. Now, if you gave all the gifts listed in the 12 days of Christmas, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how many presents would you have? Give me a bit of time to work that one out.
It's like problem of the week in maths.
How did Mr. McLaughlin? You missed that one. That's an open goal. Easy one.
Yeah. Well, it would
364. 364 presents.
In Ukraine, spiders are considered symbols of good luck at Christmas.
Tinsel was once made of real silver.
Ooh, I wonder how long that lasted.
Why have we not got any real silver tinsel at ISM, Mr. Story?
Yeah, the budgets just don't stretch.
Didn't stretch down there. Okay.
Times is hard, Mr. Langford. Now, the tradition of putting up Christmas trees is actually more than 500 years old.
Wow.
Now, what is it I hear in the background?
Wow.
Is that Mr. Blobby from 19...
It is Mr. Blobby. Now, I mean, a couple of interesting facts. Now, Christmas time is commercially the most important time of the year for the music industry. It's when record companies and musicians can make the most money, and everyone wants to be Christmas number one. I know we were talking off air earlier about Elton John, and he's obviously looking to be Christmas number one this year, 2022. Now, back in 1993. This was Christmas number one, Mr. Blobby. In fact, this is probably one of the worst ever records ever written.
The worst.
That's quite enough of that. But if you go back to 1993 and you do put a little Google search on Mr. Blobby, boys and girls, I'm not sure what you'll think of the video that goes with that song, but that was Christmas number one in 1993. And some have said it's possibly one of the worst ever Christmas number. This was also Christmas number one. Do you recognize this from Mr. Story?
My goodness, yes, another stinker of Christmas entries. Yes.
Back in the year 2000.
Yeah. I believe that some of Bob the Builder songs were translated into German. There was Bob der Baumeister. Bob went around the world. Yeah. Awful.
There are some, that's another one. And another one is this one. This is going right back to 1971.
You could hear the offbeats pound as they raced across the ground, and the clatter of the wheels as they spun round and round. And he galloped into Market Street, his badge upon his chest. His name was Ernie, and he drove the fastest milk cart in the West.
Yeah, Ernie, the fastest milkman in the West. You can Google that one as well.
Now, Mr. Langford, you might remember in our second ever radio broadcast, we played this.
We did.
How did we get away with it? Because we asked our listeners to solve the mystery of the secret milkman of ISM.
Ooh.
And do you remember who it was?
Yes.
Yeah. It was our principal, Mr. Keach, who was a milkman long before he went into education.
It's got a touch of kind of nostalgia, that role. Is it the milk? I mean, does it still exist? Do we still have milkmen?
I don't know. I think people just, people get everything delivered these days, don't they?
Now, back in 1982, this rather Italian-themed song was number one at Christmas.
Lenny and Renata.
Saviola, my darling, Saviola, for summer nights with moon and stars above.
Boys and girls listening this morning, can you imagine these songs were number one at Christmas back in 82? And finally, everyone's favourite classic from 1980, I think, a school choir.
Because there is no one quite like Grandma.
Yeah, we'll listen to this. It's a nice little song, actually. This goes out to all the grandmas and the granddads. Out there listening.
Grandma, we love you. Grandma, we do. Though you may be far away, we think of you. There's no one quite like Grandma, and I know you will agree. She always is a friend to you, and she's a friend to me. There's no one quite like Grandma. She's there in times of need. Before it's bedtime on her knee, to us a book she'll read. Grandma, we love you. Grandma, we do. Though you may be far away, we think of you. And one day when we're older, we'll look back and say, there's no one quite like
Well, that was Grandma, we love you. Mr. Powell says that 5C are loving the music. Well, thank you for staying with us. Yeah, that was by the St. Winifred's School Choir. And I didn't personally, but my parents bought this for my grandma on a little record many, many years ago. Awful song.
Yeah. You won't hear this music
better.
anywhere else. Sorry, Mr.
Slightly better, of course, is this fella, Shakin' Stevens, with one of my favourite songs.
Snow is falling all around me. Children playing, having fun. It's the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone. Time for parties and celebrations. People dancing all night long. Time for presents and exchanging kisses. Time for singing Christmas songs. We're gonna have a party tonight. I'm gonna find that girl underneath the mistletoe.
It is 34 minutes past 8, and you are listening to The Raw, and we are almost at the end of our show. Now, Christmas, of course, is a time for celebrating with family and friends and remembering the traditions in many countries. But Christmas is not always a happy time for everyone, and there are people who will not be spending Christmas with their families or with their loved ones and friends over the holiday period, and some people won't have anywhere to go for Christmas. But we, as a school at the International School of Moscow, are incredibly generous, and every year we run a range of appeals. I know that in Rasinka and on Lower Campus, we have our annual Giving Tree appeal, where children will be donating gifts so that those in orphanages and homes can wake up on Christmas morning to a gift that they can open. And that's thanks to the generosity of all of our families. And here on the Upper Campus, we are raising funds for the Nadezhda Social Center, helping people with disabilities, but we are also creating packages for the homeless so that they can stay warm and nourished over Christmas. And of course, we will be sending hundreds and hundreds of toys and presents to children who will be spending Christmas in hospitals, in cancer wards. You are all so incredibly generous, and I thank you and on behalf of the school for that. Please keep those gifts coming. There is still time over the coming days to get them to us. Room A102 is filling up with those toys and gifts, and I know that other areas of the school are filling up with the generous donations that we've got for our homeless people, and I'm sure in Rasinka and on Lower Campus, the tree is filling up with those gifts too. So thank you very much, and keep them coming.
Yeah, absolutely. A wonderful effort is made every year. And I'm sure this year will be absolutely just as good. And it really is important to think of those people who are not quite so fortunate at this time of the year. And it can be one of the loneliest time of the year as well. So we're there, Mr. Story. That is the last Thursday of 2021.
Wow. So I'm going to see you next year.
It's next year now. Yeah, it's the last Thursday.
Wow. I'll see you next year.
Right, we're going to leave you with a lovely little song that was on the New Kids on the Block Christmas album called "This One's for the Children," which is very, very poignant considering our charity appeal this year.
Thank you. Well, have a wonderful day, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the week, and I really look forward to hearing all about your Christmas celebrations over the coming days. Take care.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
There are some people living in this world. They have no food to eat, they have no place to go. But we are God's children, we have to learn to love one another. Just remember they could be us, remember we all are brothers. I'm not trying to darken up the day, but help others in need and show them there's a better way. This one's for the children of the world. This one's for the children. May God keep them in His throne. Many people are happy and many people are sad. Some people have many things that others can only wish they had. So for the sake of the children, show them love's the only way to go. 'Cause there are tomorrow and people they've got to know. I'm not trying to darken up your day, but help others in need and show them that